Hello there, and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, hello there. I'm Phil. This is Chip Advisor. It's been a while. We've missed Valentine's Day and everything, but I'm sure we'll cover that. I am here with this man. Anthony! How are you, Anthony?
Good. Yeah, look at this. All fivers all together. It's been a while.
Hasn't it just? Life treating you well? How's your move gone?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, month today moved in, but excuse me. Yeah, all good. Settling in really nicely. So yeah, loving it at the moment.
Excellent. I am also here with...
No, Mikey, that was so not right.
Mike, how are you?
Hello there, how an brown cow. Yes, not bad, thank you. As Anthony says, great to have all five of us together. I was just googling famous fivesomes with my safe search on, included there are the Great Lakes. I'm not sure we can really compare ourselves to the Great Lakes. The Spice Girls, the original Marvel Avengers, or the Gang in the Mystery Machine. So I'll be your Thelma.
Okay, so what's that? Scooby Doo.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, we're also here with this man.
Harry, where's Harry? Harry!
Hello, Harry. How are you?
Famous five there, which I thought was the classic Enid Blyton storybooks.
Well, there's also the five stages of grief.
Yeah.
So
Lewis, hang on. I'll bring Lewis in.
Oh yeah.
We're also here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
Blessings, friends and listeners. I'm very well. I feel like you've missed the Route 1 option. We could have just been the band 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have been. If we were to split out the five stages of grief, and each of us represent denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Okay.
Who would like to be depression?
Isn't it?
Form an orderly queue. Form an orderly queue.
Yeah. Fine.
Anger.
Yeah.
Anger would be Anthony.
Always, of course, without fail.
I could see myself in the bargaining.
Yeah.
And then we've got denial and acceptance.
Oh, well, I'll be denial then. Lewis has got to be acceptance,
There
right?
you go.
I think I'm probably acceptance. There we go.
There you go.
What a
Lovely
cheery
stuff.
subject.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, anyway, it's like they've been away.
We hope you've enjoyed the pod.
Sorry.
Anyway. So today we're talking about controversial food opinions rather than a specific food type, because this needs less research. So that's good. But we promised we would do this last week, and then my phone went wrong, and we had issues. So controversial food opinions. Before that, we have missed Valentine's Day, and with knowledge of how some of us treat birthdays, I'm intrigued to how we treat Valentine's Day. So I'll come to you first, Lewis. Do you and Mrs. Vicker do anything for Valentine's Day these days?
We did this year. I can say it's not something we often regularly make a big deal of, but we went to see Bridget Jones's the latest film. So we had quite a romantic night.
Gosh.
This may be a surprise to some of you. I'm sorry if that lets down the team, but and my persona. But
Goodness me.
We had a very lovely night.
Oh, careful.
Wow. Okay. But I did not expect to hear that you've been to see Bridget Jones.
There you go. You know what? Bit of a closet fan of Bridget Jones. I can't remember how many there are. That's how much of a fan I am. I couldn't work out the series.
Wow, I did not have you down as one of those.
There you go. By one of those, I'm scared.
Yeah. And
Someone who's in touch with their feelings. I mean, honestly.
Oh dear. Anthony,
Hello.
Anthony, what did you do for Valentine's Day?
Not a lot. Not a lot. I certainly didn't take my good wife out to watch a film. No, I did the M&S dine for two for 25 quid. Very nice it was too, but apart from that, not a lot really. No romance there really, if I'm being honest. The food was very good. I haven't had M&S food for a while. Free advertising, there you go, M&S. But it was very nice. Other than that, though, not a lot. And certainly I did not go and see Bridget Jones's Diary. I would draw the line at that is for sure.
Okay, fine. Now to our least romantic person, Mike. What did you do for Valentine's Day?
Well, it won't surprise you to hear that I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. I enjoyed it a lot more as a singleton. I think when I got to work on the morning of Valentine's Day, the team around me said, "Oh, what have you got, Claire, for Valentine's Day?" And I do recall saying, I'm not even sure we spoke to each other that morning, let alone, gave presents and whispered sweet nothings to one another. I think the rush of the school rush, we didn't do cards or anything. I mean, it's now when I was single, I once famously sent 5 bunches of flowers to hedge my bets to different women on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Of which I think Claire was one. I'm not sure. But it was around that stage where I was being quite the Casanova.
What's the most romantic thing you've ever done for any of your lady friends?
Oh, that's a great shout.
Should we go to Harry about his Valentine's Day? What do you think?
Please, yeah.
Yeah, Harry. Harry strikes me as the most romantic of the 5 of us. How was Valentine's Day, Harry?
Just before that, did you not talk to Claire, Mike, because Claire was busy crying in the corner because you were ignoring her on Valentine's Day?
Mate, she was doing the lunchbox. I was making sure they were brushing their teeth. That's how we roll.
Yeah. Do you know what? I can't actually remember what we did on Valentine's Day. I bought flowers, obviously. I always do. Cards. But yeah, no, nothing overly romantic, I don't think. Steak and chips. Cooked steak and chips for supper. That's what we had.
Oh, supper, of course, supper. Yeah.
What?
Calling it supper. Right. Okay. Fine.
What do you call it?
Dinner.
Tea.
Tea.
Oh, God, we've had this. What?
Tea.
They're not called lunch ladies, are they?
Very northern.
Yeah, they're not called lunch ladies. But...
Mother, what are we having for our tea?
I mean, you say anything in that accent, Harry. It sounds good. Yeah. Talking of flowers, I publicly shamed myself the day before Valentine's Day. Because I always get some flowers from Waitrose I always get some nice roses from Waitrose, right? Because I've done like Interflora where they deliver them and you pay like, I don't know, on Valentine's Day like 90 quid and they turn up with like 2 roses. It's terrible. And I've done like the ones through the post where they end up squashed. Don't do those. They're rubbish.
Have you tried Shell or BP?
Yeah, no, of course,
Yep.
we've all tried that. So, but I've kind of stuck to doing this the past few years. You go to Waitrose, get some nice roses. So I went into the Waitrose in Ringwood, and they've got just by their entrance inside, they've got like a couple of huge pallets of roses. So I've walked up to them and I'm reaching in, and there's a bunch there that I think those ones look good. I'll go for those. And what I haven't realised is that my left foot is hooked under the pallet. So as I step forward to reach to get these roses, my whole body falls, flattens about £500 worth of Waitrose roses, and I am stuck face down on a lot of flowers. And the problem is, if I move my foot out from under the pallet, I'm going to fall further in. So I had to just push, like walk my hands upwards with my backside right in the air and slowly creep back. Meanwhile, like there's people just walking into the shop. There's a grown man squashing the whole pallet of flowers. And
it's a bit like, Lewis, is it not a bit like the Good Samaritan? People just walking on by.
It's very Alan Partridge.
I was thinking if we were to kind of anonymise this, which one of the 5 of us has fallen into a pallet of flowers? It wouldn't take very long to nominate Phil as the culprit.
There's only one. There is
The
only
thing
one.
It'd be old depression, wouldn't it? Of course it would.
The thing is, you've got like the customer service desk is at best 8 meters away from where I am lying in front of them on the pallet of flowers. No one comes to help me. So I'm walking up and I'm walking up and I'm walking with my hands to get out of these flowers. As I'm walking up, I'm having to lean on more flowers, just crushing stems of roses as I retract my body. And then I just have to pick up a bunch and walk off. And no one offered to help. No one passed comment. It was shameful, really. It was probably the most embarrassing thing I've done this year, which is saying something.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is saying something for you. Blimey.
Why didn't you roll off? I'm
Roll?
struggling to picture you getting off these.
I'm forward
Yeah.
onto the pallet. If I roll sideways, there's flowers either side of me. So if I roll onto them, I'm crushing them.
Okay.
If I forward roll,
of water?
no, they weren't in buckets of water.
Oh, they were
no.
okay.
Why not just do the wheelbarrow, but without anybody holding your feet?
What, like
A push-up, if you will.
A walking handstand out of the flowers. I would expect a round of applause if I could do that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
put it past you.
utilize the bagger award system and do a forward roll off the flowers?
Because I couldn't move any further forward because my foot was hooked under a solid pallet. So at this point, my ankle is very sore as well. I haven't sued Waitrose. I think we've come to a mutual agreement.
I was going to say where there's blame, there's a claim.
Yeah, but also there's blame that I've wiped out a lot of value of roses the day before Valentine's Day. So, and they haven't come after me, but someone in their CCTV room would have enjoyed that moment.
I was going to say, do we know anyone that works there that we could actually get the footage? Because that would be lovely.
This would be priceless.
It would be horrendous. But we were going to do the dine for two thing, like you, Ant, but the Waitrose one, and I
had to leave.
Well, genuinely, I went back in with a hat on as a disguise.
Oh my goodness!
Moustache.
Because I picked up these roses because I had to buy the roses because I can't just walk in, crush their flowers, walk out. It would look like I've been sent from the florists. So I did that, bought the flowers, went out, put them in my car, put a hat on, took my jumper off, put my coat over it, went back in disguise. They didn't have very good. I didn't think their dining was very good this year. We always end up with steak that I cook terribly. So
for supper.
For supper, I got a Charlie Bigham's thing for the first time in my life.
Oh yes, Charlie.
How was that?
Narrated by a tall man off a Pointless, that advert.
Yes.
Oh, Richard Osman.
He doesn't advert with Charlie himself. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Can we ask what jumper you were wearing? Because I'm picturing sort of the tableau of the Last Supper or something.
I genuinely, if I can't 100% remember, but I think it was. I've got a jumper that's covered in bright flowers. So in a way, I was...
of course, it was that one.
In a way, I was camouflaged. Yeah. So I think I was wearing that. So that might be why no one offered to help. I was just a head floating in their display, but yeah, it was not good. It was
classic Philip Botto.
What was that 90s program when Americans sort of tasered themselves?
Jackass.
Yeah, but presumably they thought it was the sort of middle class version of that was being filmed. So people didn't want to help you in case you ended up on South Today or something.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason that no one stopped to help me, or maybe they were just enjoying the fact that this man has embarrassed himself.
Yeah, I was very sad to read that Sally Taylor is leaving South Today. Did you read that?
Is she?
Oh God!
Wow.
Well, I'm shocked she's still alive.
Oh crikey!
Wow. All right,
Michael. About 400 years.
Yeah, all right, blimey.
She was doing South Today when, I first discovered television.
Yeah, all right.
And it was still black and white.
Oh dear.
How old is she?
She was Mike's first crush.
She was not. That was Bonnie Langford.
Oh wow!
I think she might have been on it for 40 years or something.
40 years. It is a beloved it's in the Daily Mail. BBC beloved presenter quits the show after a whopping 40 years on screens.
Yeah. Presumably
she's only 68. She's only 68.
What? No way.
That's
There you go.
amazing. Presumably she's quitting because horrible people like yourself, Mike, suggested she should not be on there anymore because she's been on there too long.
Or dead.
Or dead. Yeah.
I mean, don't read the Mail Online comments, Mike. Whatever you do.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Her and
Are they not
Richard
very
Turner.
positive?
Anyway, sorry, that was an interjection that was unnecessary. You were telling us something.
I've just googled Bonnie Langford because I didn't know she was. Really? Michael?
Apparently she was. Apparently I saw. I mean, we're entering really dangerous territory here. I apparently she was on Jim or
she
Fix
was one of
It.
the people that you sent flowers to.
No. Apparently, I was quite smitten with her after seeing her on Jim or Fix It. But I'm not really sure. Oh dear, yeah. Daily Mail aren't particularly kind, are they?
What, to Sally
What
Taylor?
did they say?
Well, I mean, I have no idea of this particular news story, but I take that as a general across the board comment.
Yeah. Never heard of her. Beloved. Who cares? It's probably because
Yeah,
the
that's
BBC
because
is
they're
rotten to the.
They're watching Look North or something because they live in
Well,
Middlesbrough.
yeah.
You're not going to have heard of Sally Taylor if you live in Middlesbrough, are you?
It's probably because the BBC is rotten to the core and not worth the license fee. Shut it down.
Oh dear.
I tell
Since
you
when
what,
did newsreaders have fans? What a weird world we live in. Okay,
crikey.
well, there you
I
go.
wish I hadn't mentioned it now.
Well, shout out to She Dilly, who says she actually is a very good presenter and will be missed, I think. So,
And
there you go.
friend of Chris Temple, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Well, thank
Anyway.
you to our international listeners for tuning in.
Yes, that's South Today. Available in the southern regions of England. Yeah.
It's do you know the South Today region? And I'm sorry, I know
It's
this
a
isn't
whopper.
what we're here to talk about. It's very large. It goes up to like Oxford, which is practically the Midlands, which is practically the North.
I used to find this
ridiculous.
Oh, Mike's gone.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Got very dark.
It's just.
He is quite dark. He's presuming all middle-aged celebrity women are dead.
Well, he doesn't want to Google Bonnie Langford. Jim will fix it because there's some accusations. Accusations. Right.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
So food controversies. We've asked people for their food controversies, but before we get on to them, the people, they're not as important as your controversial food views. So has anyone brought any controversial food views to the podcast? Anthony, do you have any controversial food views? I can see that you're going to bicker with one of the questions, actually.
Go on. Let's go straight to the questions because, I haven't got anything too controversial, and certainly I wouldn't suggest as controversial as Harry or Lewis are going to suggest.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. Well, hang on.
Hashtag throw them under the bus. What?
Well, I want to. Okay. Well, let's go to them first. The listeners' questions can wait. But Lewis, do you anything controversial in your food library?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really want to relive episode 7 birthday cake.
No.
I mean they were bleak times to recover from. So let's not go there. I don't think I've got any particularly controversial views. I think some of my children have some quite strange views on what foods go together.
Like,
our eldest went through a phase of pretty much exclusively eating crackers with American mustard on. And nothing else.
That is weird.
That was weird. And now he's particularly he just sort of eats from a jar of pickled onions. I mean, I'm a fan of pickled onions, but that's a lot of acid.
you wouldn't want to kiss him.
Yeah,
Indigestion. Indigestion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not going to be doing that when he's 40. He's going to need shares in Rennie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to sit heavy.
Yeah. So, and my daughter. I mean, she's got a controversial food view that she does not like Christmas dinner. Just eats chicken curry for Christmas dinner. I might have shared that before.
Yeah, but I don't see too many issues with that.
I mean, I'm a big fan of a chicken curry, but in lieu of Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, I think is odd.
It wouldn't happen in the Brennan household. We know that.
Certainly wouldn't. It'd be a lot easier though.
Yeah.
I think the controversial issue that Ant was referring to is the F word, isn't it?
What's the F word?
That fish.
Oh, yeah, not a lover of fish.
That in a world ruled by the bottos, one isn't allowed to like fish.
Oh, are you not a fish fan, Brad?
No, I mean I've got a fish
Yeah,
pond
there
in
you
my
go.
garden now, but I am not a lover of fish.
You're
Certainly
not
to
going to be
eat it.
eating them, is what we're.
No, definitely not. No, thank you.
My colleague's got a dog, and he feeds them sprats. They're like a little fish with eyes, like
Yeah,
most
we've done
fish, to
that.
be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he yesterday asked me how much money he'd have to pay me to eat one of them, because that's what happens in our workplace. How much money would we have to pay you, Ant, to eat one of them? To be fair, you ate eels on Mike's stag do, didn't you? Some sort of
Oh,
weird, twisted.
Yeah, I got screwed over more on Mike's leg than Mike himself, but yeah, that's for another pod.
I had a lovely time.
I'm glad you did. Yeah, it'd have to be quite a lot. I mean, yeah, those eels were absolutely disgusting. I mean, sushi. Do any of you lot like sushi? It's
No.
absolutely disgusting. Surely.
Yeah, you can
Very
keep it.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
was
mind
it?
Yeah.
I like the concept of sitting at a revolving table, being given various dishes to choose from constantly. I love that. If you were doing it with, like, I don't know, bowls of crisps, but
I think you're confusing the fact that the table itself doesn't revolve.
No,
I think
no.
It's
Okay.
around you revolve.
Yeah. So you've effectively got a baggage. What they call baggage
Carousel.
Carousel. You got a baggage carousel coming around with fish, but if you want to cover that with crisps and I don't know various shortbread biscuits, I'm in. Yeah, I'll do that.
Fish fingers,
it's
fine.
the conveyor belt in like Japanese restaurants, isn't it? What you're thinking of, I think, is technically called a lazy Susan. That is in the middle of the table.
Yeah, no, I do know. I know a lazy Susan when I see one. I'm just talking about if you go specifically to West Quay in Southampton, they've got like a Yo Sushi or something, and there's there's the baggage carousel going round with various dishes on with see-through cloches, and people just choose what they want and then get billed for it. I'm fine to do that with something that's nice.
Seafood cloches?
See-through
cloches?
Yeah,
oh God! And you say I'm posh for saying supper. Cloches?
Oh, come on. We all know a cloche, don't we?
No.
You don't know what a cloche is?
No.
Surely you've seen enough food TV programs and they reveal the food from under the cloth.
It's a school day.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Oh, is it like the big silver thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go voila as they take them off.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Then again, thought the pyramids were made of sand, so fine.
It's always that.
Oh. So
to be expected.
Anthony, David has sent in a message, said, who is eating tinned meat? He's very
I used to love tinned corned beef.
Yeah, me too.
As a child. Used to
Amen,
love
brother.
tinned corned beef. But I probably haven't had that since I was about 9 years old.
But
that's not true. Because I know, Anthony, that once a football match, you took a loaf of bread that you'd cut in two and a tin of corned beef that you put in the middle, and that formed your sandwich. And you were a lot older than 9 years old that night.
Yeah, but actually, was that tinned corned beef or was that just fresh corned beef from the?
Oh, was it fresh?
He went to the delicatessen, got like 5 slices of corned beef.
The deli.
Imagine Phil remembering that.
I remember.
Yeah. Didn't know fresh corned beef was a thing.
Well,
love corned beef.
Big giant slices of corned beef. He had like 5 of them. He literally bought a family size like
bloomer.
Uncut bloomer, sliced it with his hands through the middle and shoved corned beef in.
Good times.
Good times. Did you have a jar of piccalilli on the side?
No.
There wasn't even
no,
butter.
Thank you. No.
Just
dry. Get
that is a dry sandwich.
Happy days.
Did you not go and make use of the ketchup dispensers in the? in the food
controversial.
area.
And this is a very controversial opinion, I know, but I don't like ketchup. I love tomatoes. Don't like tomato ketchup.
You don't like ketchup? Wow.
Don't like ketchup. I'm sorry, boys.
Oh God, this is controversial.
Very. I mean, I should have mentioned this earlier. Yeah.
Should have mentioned this about 15 years ago when I first met you.
Yeah, not a lover.
My controversial take is Marmite on croissants. I don't know if we've discussed this on the pod before.
No.
Oh
Good.
my God.
No, Mikey.
Delicious.
No, Mikey, that was so
So
not right.
but you are vehemently anti-sweet and savoury.
I don't consider a croissant to be sweet.
Is it
You
neutral?
are an
Oh, well, have you
idiot.
ever tasted one before? What are
Yes.
you talking about?
Yes, and that's why I won't have a pan au chocolat because it's sweet and savoury in my head.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that is controversial.
Well, sue me.
That is a ridiculous idea.
It's really good. Croissant with Marmite. Fantastic.
I've been to France where they might have a croissant with jambon and fromage, but I wouldn't have it. I'm not
Oh,
insane.
fantastic. Fantastic.
No.
Strawberries
Michael.
and jam? What?
Jambon.
Jambon, mate.
Oh, ham?
Yeah. there you go.
Yes. Haven't done French since year 9, but I still know the French for ham. So
And
I'm-
I think he said
So you
fromage
didn't-
as opposed to framboise.
I didn't say framboise. That's raspberry, you pillock.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's
Okay. Well, that's
fraise.
quote of the week.
Fraise.
That's raspberry, you pillock. You did. What did you do? What language did you do for GCSE, Phil?
German.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Dankeschön.
I went
Um,
into my German oral and I went in, saw Mr. Russell for my German oral, and then it was the GCSE exam, and I said Guten Tag, Herr Frau, because I panicked, which literally means hello, Mr. Mrs. or hello, Mr. Mrs. Mr. I can't remember. Anyway,
It feels very much like an episode of A Low, A Low.
yeah,
Good morning.
she said to me, I think maybe you should come back tomorrow for your oral.
Oh, honey.
And so I had to. So I had to go again because I said hello, Mr. Mrs. and she wasn't happy. Yeah.
Phil, could you just put the A Low, A Low theme tune on and do your German bit like you are a member of the Gestapo?
Oh, Renee.
Guten Tag, Herr Frau. That was it. It was just like that.
Okay.
But you can't hear the music, so you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It's a good
Sad
theme
times.
song, that one.
Croissants also is one of my least favourite words because whenever I say it, I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
It's CWOSSANT.
Yeah.
Croissant.
Just
You
feels like
have
I'm
to,
saying it wrong.
say it in the French accent, don't you?
Yeah.
Croissant.
Oh, very
Or
good.
if you're American, croissant.
Anthony, what's your favourite French thing?
No, no.
Oh.
My favourite French thing.
Thierry Henry.
Probably their Centre Parks holidays.
Oh.
Wow.
What? Because they're
Centre
significantly
Parks.
cheaper.
I genuinely can't think of anything else I like about the French, really.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a tough
dear.
one. Yeah, I do like a holiday in France, but other than that, I'm not sure I can really name anything that's.
Why do you holiday in France if there's literally nothing you can find that you like about France?
Well,
Goes on a holiday park with English people.
thank you, Lewis. You've hit the nail on the head.
Tell you
It's a
what,
little bit hotter than the
And moan
UK.
about foreigners.
Thank you. And it's in their own country, and it's
Reading the
close.
mail online.
yeah.
And it is close.
Get an upset tum.
So what's going back to Dave's question? What's the best tinned meat?
Well, I think we've already covered that. Surely it's corned beef.
I mean, it's a head to head between that and spam.
Yeah, I
Is
can't
it
think
had
of
to-
any others. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You get like tinned pies, don't you? What's that brand of tinned
Oh,
pie?
Fray Bentos.
Oh yeah.
Ray
I
Bentos.
quite like a Fray Bentos pie. I'd forgotten about that.
I
I mean,
forgot they existed.
God, they still
I mean,
doing those. That is old school.
You may be staggered to hear, but I've never had one.
Whoa.
Well, when's your birthday, Harry? We're
Yeah.
It's
That's
a new
that sort
birthday
of-
tradition. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, fine. What's the white stuff on corned beef? We did do a corned beef episode, so maybe I'll just listen back and find out.
Yeah, we did have some comparisons, but I don't think we're going to go there today.
Oh, I do
fact.
remember.
Hmm.
Yep, fine. We won't talk about that. We won't. Talk
Hashtag smegma.
Oh, Michael,
wow.
I cannot edit this podcast today.
It's a medical term.
Being uploaded instantly as soon as this.
It's a medical term.
Good. No more medical terms today. Thank you.
Okay.
That'd be
I
great.
once lacerated my finger on a tin of corned beef.
Oof. Oh, on with the key thing. Like
No,
you
with the
said-
sharp. Well, once you've got the key thing off, it's incredibly sharp.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is why
Did it-
presumably Ant avoids the tins now. But yeah, oh god, it was terrible. It was like a mega paper cut because it didn't look like anything, and then it bled for hours.
Did it hospitalize you?
Didn't hospitalise me. It was a sort of scenario where Mrs. B said, "What are you moaning about? Get on with cooking supper." And and if, just to say this delicately, if it had been the other way around, I'm sure she would have had her lie down. But anyway, let's not.
Did Harry, growing up, did you have a pantry?
Oh, he must have done, surely.
What we called a pantry cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the last house I lived in, not the one I live in now, we actually had a pantry.
I
But
remember.
think that
Yeah,
was
I do remember. Yeah.
That was an architectural sort of. I don't know what to do with this space rather than it being a mansion. But yeah, the old larder cupboard. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why didn't you?
We didn't, mate. No.
Didn't Lewis?
all right.
Lewis, you've got a pantry.
I've got a pantry.
Toy. Lewis has got a
First time I've ever lived in a house with a pantry.
Lewis has got an Apple store. I mean, he's keeping very quiet.
Apple store. I mean, that is the pantry / Apple store. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have both. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I was gonna say, we're not quite up to your level yet, Harry.
I mean, how do you cope? How do you cope?
Right, we got some more controversial opinions. Just quickly, and thanks for asking. Mine is that you really don't need 3 meals a day. 2 should suffice. It works for cats. I don't see why it wouldn't work for humans. I think we could get by on 2. And if I had to get rid of one, it would be lunch or breakfast. I do like an evening meal.
Ooh, you need breakfast though, mate. You need that for your fuel for the day.
Well, that's fine. I'll get rid of lunch then. Quite often, I've starved people who I work with when we've gone on, when we've had to go abroad and go to a show or something. And quite often, I don't allow them lunch.
Well, you're surrounded by French people, so you're a bit worried.
No. Mainly Italy, but you don't need to have lunch. So stop complaining. That was what I was saying to them. I don't think it's needed. Anyway,
You sound like my mum on holiday.
yeah.
You don't need lunch. Come on.
Well, genuinely, that is what I'm like on holiday, and it doesn't go down well.
Oh, your children's lunch boxes, I'm worried for.
Well, no. So, tell you what we've recently started doing, just to try and get them to eat, is we got one of them thermos flask things as for food. And the other day, I was making a roux. I was making a roux at 8 o'clock in the morning to make a cheese sauce, so Layla could have some pasta at school that was hot.
Good grief.
See, now I've worked out why you have this controversial opinion that no lunch is needed.
Exactly.
It's because you're making a roux at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I would say.
And
School
lifting
lunch-
the cloche as you present it.
School lunch boxes are like one of the worst parental jobs you can do. I think I prefer doing the bins.
Yeah, I don't do the lunchboxes anymore. Because
No, Claire does while weeping on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Both the children and her have come together to say that I simply just don't get them right. So, which is disappointing. The biggest frustration for me is the insistence of schools that you cut grapes in half.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I just won't abide it. I've brought up my children. Only my children are eating them, and I've brought them up to the point where they understand they have to chew. Like, yeah, I don't need to be cutting my grapes up in half.
Fine.
There
Candy
you go.
floss grapes, they're a bit magical. How does that happen, Harry?
Oh, they are disgusting.
Oh, I don't know. I quite like him. I quite like him.
No.
Harry, how do you get candy floss grapes? Do you have to like lie? Do you bury some candy floss at the stem of the plant?
Right. I mean, I'm going to level with you. I've got no idea what you're talking about, but I presume they're just bred to taste like candy floss.
How have you
Like-
not seen
Like
these?
almost too much like candy. Well, I would say definitely too much like candy floss. It's weird.
Oh, they
Harry-
taste so good.
You've been to a shop before though,
I
right?
mean, they do sell them in Blandford Tesco's, Harry, next time you're there.
Yeah, but are they ever on offer?
Ooh,
Oh, rarely.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's why I haven't bought any. But my son does eat a lot of grapes.
Oh, they'll change his life. I mean, you really should
Right,
actually.
I'm going to do a delivery to Harry of a Frey Bentos pie and some grapes at some point.
What a combination
Grapes.
that will be.
Grapes, as a parent, I think grapes and cucumbers are really the only two ways I have of feeling ever so slightly better about the diet of my children. Yeah, any meal can be made to look healthy with a side garnish of a few slices of cucumber.
When I was growing up, grapes were very much seen as a bit of a treat fruit. That you didn't have them during. They were if you're visiting someone sick in hospital, or
Yeah.
I guess when they were on special offer, because we did not have grapes in the house.
No, grapes. When I was younger, just remind me of petty theft from supermarkets. I mean, you'd go into your supermarket, your kids would be hungry, so your parents would pick some grapes off of the thing and feed you some grapes as you're walking around the shop. The shop would never know because they're not
wow.
individual shops are not barcoding the grapes.
Oh,
I mean, this is a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, can you get Mrs. Botter on the phone, please? This is, and I think that we do need some sort of theme music for this. It's Phil's tall tale. You have made that up. And I bet if you got your mum on the phone, she'd deny that ever happened.
Oh, okay. I'll do it now. I'll try and phone her now.
Well, I feel
Grapes.
like
She also used to get She also used to open a packet of bread and just give us like a slice of bread to munch.
Oh no! I am very
Ow.
anti people who feed then take the empty packet to be scanned at the end.
Yeah, but we wouldn't eat a whole loaf of bread, and we weren't insane.
Wouldn't put it past you.
Opening the food before you've paid for it.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
best. And I
Right,
did not
okay,
have Mrs. B down as a thief.
I'll phone her now. Hang on. It'll take her a while to find a phone from her handbag.
Bless her.
And then find the answer button.
Hello, Mum. You okay?
Yeah, you all right?
Yeah. I'm just recording the podcast. I just wanted you to
Right.
to clarify something, and I'm not blaming you. If you want, you can blame Dad. But when we were younger and we went shopping, did you / Dad, or did you / Dad not occasionally steal grapes before you had bought things just to munch around the shop and give to us kids as a snack?
No. No, I don't. I mean,
Oh dear.
Hang on, Mum. Hang on. She's just started the sentence. I mean, I have.
No. I have sampled a grape in a shop. You know, if they've got
Sampled a grape?
for sale, just to see if they're sour or sweet. I'd like just one grape, and then if they're nice, I buy them. If they're horrible, I've done that in the past, but these days they're all in little punnets, so it doesn't really apply.
Well, it's to stop you stealing them, Mum.
Well, quite possibly, yeah. I mean, I'm sure with COVID and everything else, you're not allowed to touch anything anymore, germs and all the rest of it. But back in the day, and often in fruit shops, like years ago, I'm going back,
Yeah, I've
you
heard
were
of fruit
allowed
shops.
to try something before you bought it. That's like a grape.
Ah, the good
I
old
don't mean
days.
help yourself to an apple or something, but yeah.
There you go. Try before
But
you
no,
buy.
I definitely did not hand them out to you lot. That's due to
Phil?
something I hadn't bought
Phil?
them.
And the bread.
Definitely not.
Phil,
Right.
can you,
Hang on.
Phil?
Michael's asking a question, Mum. Hang on a sec, Mum. Hang on.
Can you ask Mum? I'm pretty sure. I mean, growing up, both Mum and Dad were out of work quite a lot. But
Mike
I'm
is
pretty sure that
Mike is sure that you and Dad were out of work quite a lot.
and we
And-
quite often used to go to the supermarket.
Hang
Right,
on,
not
hang
now,
on.
Mum. Hold on, Mum.
Hang on,
we-
Mum. Hang on, Mum. Hang on.
Oh dear.
I hadn't finished my sentence. That you didn't need to confirm or deny that redundancy happened.
Oh no.
We used to go to the delicatessen area of the supermarket where we would ask to try various cheeses and bits of ham, and then decide, oh, it's not for us, or worse still, say yes, we'll have 500 grams, please, and then leave it on a shelf somewhere.
Well, it's obviously very funny, whatever it is.
Right. So Mike is saying, Mum, that when we were younger, did we or did we not? And he's mainly saying you and Dad go to the fresh deli counter and ask to try a little bit of ham or try a little bit of cheese to see whether you liked it. Invariably eat quite a lot of it and then just say, oh, actually, no, I'm fine, thanks. Or he suggests, say, can I have 500 grams of that, and then just leave the cheese on the shelf, knowing that you've had
No.
your fill of cheese for the day.
That definitely did not happen.
I absolutely did.
They
Okay, fine.
sometimes on deli counters have little samples for people to try before you bought the cheese.
Oh, on a
That
cocktail
used to
stick,
happen.
yeah.
But no, definitely never bought cheese and never had a piece of cheese and then left it on the counter. No, nothing like that.
No, it might just be what Michael does. It's an insight into his life. Okay,
yeah,
Mum.
it's the mind playing tricks rather than
And
yeah.
mine was sad.
What's that?
Not
What's
unless
that?
it was actually given to you to sample.
That's
Did you
not
say-
A cocktail stick.
Did you say I'm not a thief and neither was Dad?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not a thief. Okay. No, that's fine. No, I'm glad we've clarified. If anything, we've got that from the podcast. Okay, Mum, thank you. Sorry to take up your time.
That's all right.
Yeah, all right. Cheers. Thanks for that.
Okay, bye.
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 So
Phil
just
and Mike's tall tales.
absolute
No.
thief.
no. Don't give me
Mrs.
that.
B is like a Fagin figure, and you're all going out stealing things in supermarkets.
The lonely
wait, no,
Roboto Towers.
No,
You gotta
right.
pick a pocket or two.
This is not Phil's Tall Tales because Mum just rebadged it. I mean, I said to
Oh,
her,
don't
"Did
give
you
me
give us
that.
grapes?" And she said, "Oh, occasionally we sampled them." I mean,
Oh.
come on.
I can tell you now that we occasionally sampled some cheese and hams, and they were not on cocktail sticks.
I noticed you didn't ask about the bread because you knew you were on a hiding to nothing there.
No,
Yeah.
she definitely used to give us bread. She didn't steal the bread. She would then buy the rest of the loaf at the checkout, but it would just look smaller, and so she'd ask for a small reduction on the fact that her bread. That didn't happen. I don't want my mum getting arrested. I've already got Waitrose coming after me for a flour damage. So yeah, okay. It would be the Co-op in Fordingbridge. It's the only shop we used to go to.
Phil, it's about this time that I
same.
like to remind you of the theme of our podcast this week, and that I've got 5 minutes left before I leave you.
Okay.
I'll be leaving 5 like what was it, Jay? No. Sean. I'll be the Sean of 5 and be leaving early.
Just
Talking
be
of
Robbie, Mike.
the Botto stealing food, when Mike, you left last time, Phil told us a lovely tale about you used to go around to people's houses and beg food from them. Have
No,
you got
he's-
anything right reply on that?
He
But I
specifically
used to
went
go-
round. No, he specifically went round to not beg for them for food in a way that reverse psychology would mean they would give him food.
Hey, I think didn't we have bargaining was my stage of grief. Yeah, Kath and John Pincham, God rest their souls. I assume they're dead because they're a lot older than Sally Taylor. They lived round the corner from us in our cul-de-sac, and I would regularly knock on the door and say, "Good afternoon. I just thought I'd say hello, and let you know that I'm not going to ask for any sweets or biscuits." And yes, they would then furnish me with said sweets and biscuits. It was a beautiful thing.
Are they the same people that had a dream and gave you their car?
Oh, sadly not. No.
That was someone
No.
else that was
Yeah.
someone else you hoodwinked in the village, right?
Oh, hoodwinked feels very harsh.
Hang on, someone dreamt about you and gave you a car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they did. We don't need to unpack this now. I've got 3 minutes before I go, and I'd really love
We've
to hear a
only
listener
answered-
question.
We've
Is
only
that the one
answered
that-
one question.
Hang on, is that the one that you crashed and I had to drive and come and collect you from London?
dear.
Or the one you turned right in France?
That was the
godforsaken
coupe.
place.
Oh, dear.
That was the coupe.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds like Mike loves France too.
They drive
Oh,
the wrong
dear.
way.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we haven't
Right.
got time to unpack this now. I need to answer at least one listener question before I leave you.
Okay. So there's 5 of us. We can get definite opinions on these. Okay.
Can we? There was one from Lewis, wasn't there, about cake? Can we answer that question?
Should people have birthday cakes every year?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm still not convinced on this matter.
Why would you not have cake on your birthday?
Dear. Caroline says pineapple on pizza, right or wrong?
Ooh.
Wrong.
Very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm fine with it. I don't get angry about it.
Yeah, I'm
But-
sort of in the middle. I'd eat it, but I can see why people would dislike it. I'm on the fence.
Pop it in an upside down cake. Why those cakes have to be upside down? Why poor old pineapple has to be in an upside down cake rather than just a standard cake? I'll never know. But
Just to keep it moist, Mike. Otherwise, if you put it on
fine.
the top, it'd dry out, wouldn't it?
well, thank you. There you go. That's why.
I do like dried pineapple. Do you like?
It's not drying out on top of the pizza, then, no?
Well, it will if you leave it for a long time, Michael.
I don't eat Hawaiian pizza, so I can't possibly comment because it's the food of the devil. So, yeah.
Okay.
Boys, a bit. Imagine that we're about to release the smash hit until our time is through. It's about to go number 4 in the charts. And like Sean in that scenario, I am now going to leave before it's even released. So I'll bid you all a good day and wish you well with your answering of the questions.
No worries. At least we got to one question, which was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, Dave, for that one question.
Yeah. Okay.
Well done, Dave.
Okay,
So-
bye now.
See ya. So,
Goodbye, Michael.
Next question then. Where should ketchup and other sauces be kept? And I'm coming to Harry because he doesn't like ketchup. Oh no, he does.
Well, I've got
Yeah.
2 things to
Me doesn't
say.
like ketchup.
I've
Yeah,
got
sorry.
2 things to say. I do like ketchup. The other is, now that Mike's left, I heard that music. That was exciting. So
that's
there's something
weird.
technical there that has allowed me, now Mike isn't there, to hear the music that you just played. Because you just played the ketchup song. Like, and I heard that. It's
Oh, okay.
amazing.
Didn't realise.
This is a whole
good
new,
test.
a whole new world, as they sang in Aladdin. What? Sorry, what was that about ketchup? Keeping it in the fridge?
Should ketchup and other sauces be kept in the fridge? The only
Yeah,
sauce.
due
Go
to its
on.
vinegar content, ketchup does not need to be kept in the fridge because it doesn't go off.
Yes, Harry. Good work. Well done,
Scientific
you.
reason. Look at that.
The only sauces that need to be in a fridge are mayonnaise and salad cream, in my opinion. Salad cream you can get away with
Yeah, I
not
agree.
fridging it.
I do have one word for you. Pantry. Great
Pantry.
place to keep a
I'll
ketchup.
keep it in the pantry. Yeah. Quite right.
But Anthony, you don't have ketchup, so
Or a
Well,
pantry.
my wife does. My kids like it, so it's just me on that one.
where do you
Where
store
they
it?
keep it?
And I do believe they store it in a cupboard until they open it, and then it goes in the fridge.
Well, they're not storing it in a cupboard, idiot. They haven't opened it yet. That's a ridiculous thing. No.
What?
So they
It's
store it
placed
in.
in a cupboard.
That was very aggressive.
It was
Well-
kept in a cupboard until they open it. Is that better?
Well, okay. I mean, you
That
could have
is
said it's
forward.
kept
That
in
was
a
forward
warehouse.
planning.
I mean, you could
Which
say
is-
it was
which is
kept in
essentially what they-
Tesco's. We keep our ketchup in Tesco's until we open it.
Yeah, that's true.
Essentially,
Okay.
they don't keep it in the fridge in Tesco, do they?
No, that is true.
No,
That's
that's
true.
true.
But it's
Other
not hasn't been
supermarket-
open though, is it?
No.
No.
Sorry, Anne,
Okay.
I did go a bit strong on idiot there, and I
I
apologize.
can see you're very passionate about that, and that's fine. I'm all for
No,
that.
it's
do you,
fine.
So,
It's
and
just-
do you,
I've just
and
seen
do
my
you not
hair
like?
in the video. It's awful. It's
Oh,
just a
dear.
concept. Yeah.
Oh,
Depression.
crikey. Do you not like Heinz ketchup, Ant?
I don't like any ketchup.
So,
That's too vinegary for me.
so it's not cheap, inferior products you don't like.
No. It's
Um,
just ketchup. Full stop. Not a lover.
All right,
Not
fair
a lover.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Jackie says baked beans are all kinds of disgusting. Do you agree or not, Lewis?
No.
No,
As in, you don't agree?
I don't agree. I'm a big fan of baked beans. We go through an awful lot of tins of baked beans in our house during the week.
Heinz
Good,
or Tesco's own?
Oh, well, we've been on a journey with this.
Okay.
with one of the children who insists they can taste the difference. So I've been testing this over a few years. We went from Heinz to Branston's.
Oh, they're not good.
That was successful.
Oh,
Then we went to Tesco's, and again, we were busted at that point. But she's come around to our way of thinking. So yeah, we're at Tesco's now.
are you?
Wow.
I think Branston are the worst. Heinz
Yeah.
are the second worst. Cheap and nasty is a good baked bean in my opinion.
Yeah, we get a bit of Stockwell, Nice cheap brand. Very advertising them. They are
Oh,
nice.
Tesco value.
they're very loose. I find very loose.
The one thing I would say about baked beans is they have to be hot, in my opinion. Not a lover of cold beans.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
What? Even with if you've got a nice hot slice of quiche, and then you've got some salad on the side, maybe a few lettuce leaves, bit of beetroot, pickled onion if you want, and some cold baked beans. That's nice, isn't it?
I mean,
No.
that is so many levels of wrong of what you've just said there. One, cold
agreed.
baked beans. Why are you having beans with quiche? And why are
Yeah.
you having beans with salad?
I think unless I'm only having quiche on its absolute own, I'd always have quiche with beans or mushy peas or something.
No.
No?
Dear.
Madness.
It's the I mean, I'm going to sweep that aside because that's just so controversial. I don't think I can actually. My brain can't get
Do you
around
want to
that.
find mum again?
So I
Please
think
don't.
Heinz are the best beans, and that's due to the viscosity. The sauce is thicker, but I've weaned myself onto Tesco's beans, so I can cope with them now. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we've been on a similar. We sort of weaned ourselves. I just did not like Branston ones was a controversial move because they didn't have one of the ring pull tops on them to start with.
Yeah.
And that used to annoy me. I was like, oh, get the can opener out. Yeah.
I mean, I spend more on my tin tomatoes these days because the cheaper ones don't have a ring pull, and I just can't be bothered to get the tin opener.
I'm with you on that.
How about
Thank
then?
you.
How about if you're having beans and sausages, tins of beans and sausages? If I'm going for those, I will go Heinz and it's not because of the beans, it's because of the sausage.
Because of the sausage, yeah.
You want
Very
a high
rarely,
not high quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, not a high quality sausage. We very rarely buy those. Sometimes we do for the children, but it's quite nice to buy them by accident. And when you open the tin, you realise you've bought them, and that's a lovely surprise.
Surprise
Yeah.
sausages like Friday Spooky Dokies in your Frosties.
Quite.
What a
That
treat.
doesn't. I mean, that's an urban myth, isn't it?
What? Well, no, it just used to happen when
Yeah, it
in
was
the
a
good
free
old
gift.
days.
Oh,
So-
do you know what?
so
I beg your
Frosties
pardon.
And possibly Ricicles? Did they have to make
Yeah,
them?
no,
Rice
yeah.
was amazing.
Sorry, I thought Spooky Dokies was a type of cereal, but it's actually the free gift. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. I apologise. I've made a genuine error there, and I apologise.
That's fine. A Taz in your packet of Doritos, it would have worked as well. Not a Taz,
po-
a Tazo Pog.
Yeah.
Oh, the old
Oh,
pogs.
a pog. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
big. I think I was never really into pogs. Quite liked, and I've always been quite pleased. I was the first person to bring one of those. What were they called? I think they were called poppets. They were like half a sphere, and you turned them
Oh,
inside out,
yes.
and then they popped
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
St James First School, 1988. I was one of the first to bring them into school. You know.
Oh, really? But there's a
Yeah,
humble brag if ever I heard one.
Probably made that up, but I have a childhood vision of that.
I've got a pog at home of former Gladiators referee John Anderson.
Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, Harry, you're just your audio's just when you're not talking, and I do invite you to talk, but it is echoing. So if you are able to mute when you're not talking, I'm really sorry to.
It's all right. We're only 55 minutes into it, but I mean, I'm sure.
It'll be
Okay.
fine.
Zoe asks, cranberry sauce with chicken. She doesn't ask. Actually, no, she does ask. I'll start again. Cranberry sauce with chicken, mint sauce with lamb, applesauce with pork, horseradish sauce with beef, tartar sauce with fish. Essential condiments or pointless additions that never get eaten with any other food. She then says horseradish on toast is quite nice.
Well, I would say they're essential. I love it. I love a condiment with any kind of sort of roast dinner or something like that. Yeah, big fan.
This is controversial, which is
no.
sort of the theme. I've never tried horseradish.
Oh, love a bit of horseradish.
What does it
Anthony,
taste like?
You're not going to believe this, nor have I. I've got a jar of horseradish in the cupboard.
It's
and I've never had it.
It's kind of, it's hot, spicy.
Okay, I might have to try it.
You don't need very much. Would be my
Okay.
and treat it like an English mustard.
Got you. Okay.
It's like wasabi for English people.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right, I'll have to give that a go.
We've got horseradish in the cupboard because we won it in a hamper and have as yet have done nothing with it 2 Christmases ago. Is it as strong as English mustard? Because I love an English mustard on any roast dinner.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely up there in strength terms. Yeah.
I like the best crisps I feel you can buy at the moment are the Tesco's roast beef and horseradish crisps, and they are incredible. So there's no doubt I'll probably like horseradish. And next time I see you, I'll bring some horseradish sauce and we can have a spoon of it together.
That'll be exciting. Can't wait.
I think I know your opinions on this, even though I believe your opinions are wrong. Do you think that these sauces have to be with those meats on a roast? So I have mint sauce on every roast, like chicken or whatever. Quite often I don't have the meat; I'll just have the vegetables. So, what are your views on putting like applesauce with, I don't know, beef?
Yeah, I would happily mix it up. To be fair, I mean, I definitely want the meat. I'm not sure I'd just have it with the vegetables because that does seem odd. Yeah, cranberries good. Goes. I mean, Zoe said chicken. I mean, it goes with more traditionally turkey, but chicken's good. Also goes very well with brie.
Yeah, I think that's the only time I've had cranberry sauce with brie.
Yeah.
I don't like a jam on a roast dinner, if I'm honest. So applesauce can go as well. Why don't they make apple jam, Harry? I told him to mute himself, and now I've asked him a question. But Harry, why?
Sorry. I unmuted myself.
Why don't they make apple jam?
To not enough tannin.
Oh. Okay, fine.
And Phil, as a big fan of mint sauce, have you ever gone to its sister condiment, mint jelly?
No.
Oof.
No.
I've not seen that for a long time.
Oh, I bet you're still out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be. Yeah.
But I don't. The idea of jelly on a savoury dish is odd. So it's
a bit. Chaps, at 58 minutes and 45 seconds, I'm afraid I'm going to have to do a mic and disappear as well. So if
yes,
you
me too.
Sail the ship on without me, that would be marvellous.
Well, and leaving, so good.
I also need to leave, I'm afraid, boys. Yep.
All right.
Well,
the Reverend can finish off the questions, but just to say, and just to leave you with this, I realised this week that I'm not very good at winking.
Okay.
So I'll leave that with you. I'm 44
we need to see this,
and I cannot wink. Anyway, I'll see you next week.
Harry and Ant. Just so
yeah.
you know, my any other business is, and I need to ask Lewis this, is do they shave dead people? So if you can,
I mean, you went off at a crucial moment then, but
wow.
yeah.
Why are you so
Okay,
morbid
bye.
today?
Bye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Lewis, can you rattle through the answers? You can be the voice of
Yeah.
reason.
Shall I just do one-word answers to everything?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Joe. Oh gosh, we've got a question from Joe. Joe. Why do Walkers insist on the ridiculous use of wrong and frankly offensive coloured bags for cheese and onion and salt and vinegar crisps, particularly when the salt and vinegar squares are in blue packets?
Foolishness.
Okay, great. Also, she says clotted cream is not a butter substitute.
Yes.
Michaela says someone has to say it. Michael Botto is completely wrong. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. About sweet and salty not being a good mix.
Yes.
Mixed popcorn, bacon, and maple syrup on pancakes, and then weirdly she says McDonald's fries dipped in milkshake are all top tier combos. Chips in milkshake seems unnecessary.
Feels very 7-year-old.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that. And also, Simon says mature cheddar with fruitcake.
Simon says.
So you have to do it.
Yeah. I've heard of this, but have not tried it. I don't believe it seemed to be a bit on trend.
Yeah, this was recommended to me at Christmas, and I forgot to do it. So maybe next year I'll try that. Crucially, Lewis, as a vicar, do they shave dead people?
Yes, I think they do.
Do they? So what if you don't want to be shaved?
Well, leave it in your will.
But then it might be too late. They might have started the embalming process.
But I don't think it will be too late. I think there will be a bit of time between. Don't worry. There'll be time.
Because I at the moment I could probably do just shaving a tiny bit. I don't want to be like completely. I don't down to the skin. I don't want to be Gillette the best a man can get here. But a bit of stubble, but not this much. So how would I put that in a will?
Maybe a picture.
Yeah, I once took a picture of Jamie Redknapp into Reflections Hairdressers and said, "Can I have this haircut?" When I was about 7.
Right.
And I didn't come out looking like Jamie Redknapp.
No.
I did have I had curtains.
Yes, I would say also be nice to your local funeral director, because who knows what kind of facial hair they could give you.
But this is it. This is my sort of theory about this. What if
maybe they're very badly trained barbers that work in there?
Well, this is it. And also, I would guess that a dead person's skin will be a lot more lax. I mean, my face is sagging just because of old age and having children. But if you've got it's not going to be taut when you're putting a razor against it. So someone's job to shave dead people.
Well, there's someone's job to prepare, which I presume the shaving is part of that. I mean, essentially, I would say the only worry you've got around this is if you're planning to have an open casket,
or I'm
or a glass coffin.
No, I'm not doing that either. But would that work? No, I don't think people need that. But and as we discussed, I'm not having one made of wicker. But my main issue is that I don't want to be clean shaven when I'm buried, but no one's going to know whether they've done that anyway.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, only if anyone comes to visit you at the parlour.
Oh, I don't think I want people to do that. That's just a bit sad. I don't want the last memory of me to be dead, potentially badly shaven.
Again, put it in your will.
Yeah, I think you're thinking they're going to read this will a lot quicker than they. Do you know how long probate takes? I mean, gosh, I can't imagine the will being read that quickly by a funeral director.
Well, they tend to be read before your funeral.
Okay, fine.
In case you've left any wishes.
Okay, great. Any other business, Lewis?
I don't think so. I think we've covered quite the variety of ground in that podcast.
Yeah, feels that way. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a good week /month /whenever we next record this, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Bye.